Two things I don't give up on: acting and Pokemon Go. I was the youngest of 5 kids. I think I had to learn to be funny and be entertaining to be seen. But doing accents as well, like later on, like thinking about it, like, how can I do accents? I think that was like a little coping mechanism for me when I was a kid. I haven't been diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure I've got ADHD and just putting stuff on Instagram for validation. Or like, just to be liked. I've always been in pain and I didn't know any difference. Yeah.
It felt normal.
Well,
Not
it was my normal, wasn't it?
You get to something and you think, oh, when I get there, I'll be all right. But that day, it never happens.
No, that's why I walked the country with a backpack and a stick. I'd done it.
Yeah.
You know that bit where you're like, I've done it now. Sounds, I'll sit back now. No, it was miserable. So I thought, right, I'm going to just get rid of everything and start again. And everyone thinks I'm gay. I'm not gay. I'm not gay. As much as you want me to be, I'm not gay. I haven't even dabbled. Everyone thinks I'm gay, you know. And it's mad, because like, I can walk in, like, Darwin Núñez can't speak English, goes, John! I'm like, Darwin! Like,
What advice would you give someone who wanted to get into it?
to acting. Start your own production company.
I watched, what was that film I watched recently as well? And he was it The Boy? That Scottish actor. And he didn't have a script.
No, oh, yeah.
Where his kid gets taken, and he said he didn't even have a script, so he was like, he was finding out the plot as he was doing it.
Oh, right. Do you know I met James McAvoy last week? I went to London to meet him. So he's doing a film called California Faking or something. It's about 2 Scottish rappers. So I auditioned for it. He's playing one of the rappers. And he's his first director job.
Really?
And yeah, I sent him a tape. And they were like, oh, James loves John. He wants to meet him. So I met him, which is so fucking surreal. But I haven't heard back yet. Fingers crossed, like. But yeah.
What's he like? All right.
He was start. He was proper sound, like.
Can't think of the name of that film.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's based in the Highlands or something.
Yeah.
Mm. You ready? Does this go on YouTube or do you just make it into reels?
YouTube. Spotify, YouTube, and then a few reels.
Okay. Paul Smith was on it last week.
Right.
Who else have been on?
I've just done Michael Wainwright. So we went down to London. He was the owner of Boodles.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That was dead interesting, yeah.
Bet it was. And then me.
Just gets better.
There we go.
I actually don't know where we're going to go from here.
Just let's go.
Sounds. Thanks for coming on, mate.
My pleasure.
So we thought what we'd do is just let's start from the beginning. So a bit of a background of what were you like when you were little?
What was I like when I was little? Little cheeky chappy. Yeah. I was the youngest of 5 kids. So I think I had to learn to be funny and be entertaining to be seen. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, but yeah, like, so in school I was always like the funny one and whatever. So I was a little cheeky chappy, yeah. Always life and soul, like.
And then you got into barbering.
I got into a lot more before I got into
Did you?
barbering. Yeah. So all my family are builders. So like naturally, yeah. You know, you sort of follow that sort of path, don't you? But I grew up in a pub as well. So I knew all the fellas in there growing up, they were all builders. So it was just around that. So when I left school, I think I started college as a joiner. I thought I'd be a joiner because my brother was a joiner. And then I thought I didn't like that. And then I thought I'd be like my other brother Terry, I'll be a quantity surveyor. Didn't like that. Become an apprentice plumber, didn't like that. This. And I just didn't like any of them. I suppose I become a bit of a loser. I suppose you could call it failing at them, or you could also say just wasn't interested in them, you know. I never applied myself in them. But then, yeah, I got to a point, how old was I? I think it was 20 now, so 4 years of just going from job to job. I thought I'd become a barber. And I started in a barber's on Breck Road called Jack's, and I was on like £6 a day when I was 20. But I was a trainee piper to welder, and I was only, when I was 16, all my mates got like 40 quid a week. I was getting £300 a week. I was like, boom. So I was popular with the ladies, do you know what I mean? I was like cash in my back pocket. And then I went from that to getting like, what was it, £6-7 a day. So at 20, so I moved back into my Mars and I just really focused on barbering. And I loved it. I loved it. It was creative, but the building jobs I never really like had any interest in understanding how all that worked. But with barbering, I loved it.
It's funny in a way because sometimes people would end up just staying in that, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
You know, and then you've obviously realised straight away that's not for me. And then went to barber. So how long were you working in a shop?
Well, I worked in Jack's for a year. I said to him, I'll come for a year and I'll learn. And I like really knuckled down. Like,
Yeah.
I watch these apprentice barbers just sitting there watching barbers nowadays, and that must be soul destroying. But I done it for a year, but I genuinely like, thought, right, so that's how you do that bit. That's how you do that bit. So I left then and worked for a barber's on Breck Road called Ben Air, but I was still a little bit cagey, do you know what I mean? So I went in there and I done well. But I've got a bit of charm and charisma about me, so I always won the customers over. And then I went to work for the barbers in Walton. And then shortly after that, I thought, right. So I think I was only doing it for 3 years. And I thought, right, I'm going to open my own. And I opened Sweeps on County Road. So I had one little chair on my own. And I took on this lad from my street, Keith, as an apprentice. And within like 4 years, I had 7 chairs in a barber's. I took the shop over the road. And like, I think we were the first ones in Liverpool to become like the first barbers to ever go all out, you know. So I made it like an Art Deco style barber shop, and we had the waistcoats on, and it was really traditional. I think there's a lot of Turkish barbers in Liverpool now. Well, a lot of Turkish barbers everywhere. There wasn't so much then, but I really wanted to give a real traditional feel.
So did you start there on County Road? Oh, because you had a place on London Road.
I had a shop on London Road, Sweeps as well, yeah. And I had that
what
was
was-
Ben Air actually. That was the one I worked in.
Was it?
And I went later on, yeah. He moved, and I thought, I'll have that. So I snapped that up.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember because my flat was there. I remember buying a water cooler off you for 20 quid.
Did you? I don't remember that.
No.
A few people have come up to me lately with memories that I can't remember.
Yeah, I bought a water cooler. If it wasn't for your water cooler, I wouldn't be here today.
Please expand.
Oh yeah, it's true that. Yeah, because it's not there now, is it?
Yeah, it's called Capello or something now.
Is it?
I ended up selling it to a girl who worked for me, yeah.
So you had that first, and then you went to
Yeah, and then I had one in Oliver Park as well, so I had 3. I had an idea of, you know,
world domination,
domination. And
then Danny opened and
no, I just put to the conclusion, like, you know what, I'll just have one boss shop rather than a few where I've got to spread myself. So when we only had the little shop, 3 little shops, and then I had the dog groomers as well, Sweeps dog groomers, and we smashed the dog groomers. Yeah, we've done well in there. And thought, right, I'll sell the dog groomers, get rid of the other 2, and I'm just going to have one big one. And that's when we made that big one in Walton. But it had a coffee shop as well.
So where did the passion for acting come from?
Well, I was always one of them, entertaining, you know, doing accents. But doing accents as well, like later on, like thinking about it, like, how can I do accents? I think that was like a little coping mechanism for me when I was a kid. Because I haven't been diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure I've got ADHD and probably on a spectrum somewhere along the lines. So I think socially, I used accents as a way to like navigate. So, you know, I learned like a skill. So I always thought, you know, I could do acting. And there was this customer that was coming in the barbers. And he was like, I want to do acting lessons. I'm like, Sam, good for you. And he would come with me. And I'm like, nah, too busy. No, come with us. I'm like, nah. And he kept saying it every week. And then one week he come in and went, I've signed you up to this class. I'm like, mate. Anyway, I went and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I think he left after about 3 weeks.
He did? So how long ago was that?
But you're talking 15, 16 years ago now. Yeah. And then I got an agent after a couple of years, and then, yeah, I just was going up after job after job after job, and I weren't getting anything. But I could act, you know what I mean? But what I realised was it was like I had a preconception of what I thought they wanted whenever I went to an audition. And one day I went, you know what? Sort that. So I thought, right, I'll just go in and be myself. If anything, I revved the Scouse up and stuff. And like, yeah, I just got job after job after job then.
What was the first?
First job I got. Actually, the first job I got was a £20 million film with Bob Hoskins and Damian Lewis. How'd you do? I know. But yeah, so I went to Istanbul for 3 weeks. I'm like, this is boss. Never been on a set before. And yeah, shared the training with Kenny Dalglish.
Did you?
It's like, wow, he's calling me John and that by my name. He's like, me? He's like, hey, what's going on? But then that was sort of, we done that. It was with Neil Fitzmaurice as well. So me and Neil Fitzmaurice were like a little double act. But then that was sort of like getting in the works. And then I was done a Mackey's advert. And like, and I wouldn't say I forgot about it, but I knew it was coming out. And then my phone just went mad one night. Like, Orange McFlurry. I mean, bing, 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 bing. It'd come on the telly. So yeah, I was known as the Orange McFlurry man for a while. But yeah, I think I've done like 37 commercials now.
Yeah.
They're not easy to get commercials, so I've got a good hit rate when it comes to them.
The one where you were standing by the fence.
Who's Derek?
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. I have these things like Orange McFlurry. Someone actually got Orange McFlurry tattooed on them, like they did. Like, you know, to pay like homage to this thing. Yeah, what else? 32 Pip. Who's Derek? Got loads of taglines, like loads of little catchphrases.
Which is your favourite?
Which advert? I don't know. I've done one in South Africa. It was a Pimm's commercial. No one's seen it, but I play a robber. It was brilliant. It was in Cape Town, but they closed the whole of this long street in Cape Town down. So here's me with like a big machine gun. It was brilliant. So that's the best one I've done. Like,
Is it?
yeah, and he paid me loads of money for it as well, which is great.
So from there, then what? From then, you started off mainly advert, was it? And then you got into which way round?
Well, it was sort of I always thought doing adverts is cutting your teeth, really. But 15 years, well, I've said to my agent now, I don't really want to do adverts anymore. So, but I have made that transition now. Like this week alone, I've got 3 jobs on. I'm in a film, I'm in a French short film, and I'm in a big Jimmy McGovern drama as well. So I'm filming that tomorrow. So I've just took a little bit of a leap, but I seem to be getting regular work now. So I'm getting a lot more TV and film. I've always done it, but now it's starting to happen, I think. Yeah. But that's just like been playing the long game with the acting, really.
Yeah.
It's something I've never give up on. 2 things I don't give up on: acting and Pokemon Go. They're the 2 things that are in my life that are always there for me, and I'm consistent with.
It's funny, isn't it? Because you'll see people and, they might be in this big blockbuster or whatever, and people go, oh, they've come from nowhere, but they might have had 15 years.
Oh, absolutely. I used to run a lot, me, and on a Sunday I used to do like a big long run. I used to listen to John Bishop's Sunday service, and it was just he spoke completely different when he was on the radio, and I remember thinking, who's he? And then suddenly, boom, he just blew up. And I remember him saying it takes 20 years to become an overnight success, and I've always thought that. So I'm on 15, 16 years now. So I've got another 4 years to go before I'm
4 years to cut your teeth.
Yeah, 20 years apprentice. But yeah, and then I had the barbers, and I was passionate about the barbers. I loved it, but how my sort of mind works is like I have an image, a vision, and I think this is an ADHD thing. So when you got ADHD, you're always scavenging for dopamine. It's like the receptors in our brain don't work properly. So, like, I don't know, you seem pretty chill. I don't know whether you've got ADHD.
I believe they have. Yeah.
You have?
So we had a guy in recently, actually. It was our last podcast, manager, and he's an ADHD doctor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we were having a chat, and he basically diagnosed me without me knowing about it. Started off, how many white pairs of trainers have you got? And then, do you go on holiday? When you're on holiday, he said, you tend to just book your next holiday while you're there, and all that. I said, you're constantly like, and he said, where do you find yourself, like, on your journey of your career? And I said, right at the start. And I didn't realise at the time, but he was just asking me all of these questions. And at the end, he said, do you know you've got ADHD? He said, because people have this misconception that, you've got to be erratic and you've got to be everywhere. He said, but it's not, it's just your mind.
Yeah.
You can be really calm, but your mind just doesn't stop.
So do you always need a supply?
Constantly, yeah.
So that's what I mean. So your supply might be business, but it's like, so with the barbers, I had a vision of how I wanted it, and it took me, I don't know, maybe 14 years of how I wanted sweeps to look. And one day I walked into, but this is the thing that got me out of bed every day. Like, I didn't get excited by how much money was in a till. I wish it did, because if it was good with money, I'd be wealthy, but because we made great money, but I was that was never my drive. Like, it was always how it looked and how the service was, and And then this one day I walked in, I think it was around Christmas, and the coffee shop was rammed, and every chair in the barbers had someone in. There was loads of people waiting, Christmas music's on. There was this family that would not usually be in Walton, sitting there. So I'm like, I'm bringing people in as kids eating the ice cream, and I sit back and I go, I think I cried. I went, I've done it. I've done it. I've done what I set out to achieve. So that was it. The supply had gone.
Yeah.
The supply had gone. I have learnt now in hindsight I should have moved the goalposts, but I didn't, and I sort of handed it over to the staff. The staff don't care as much as you, and it dwindled a little bit. Should have really sold it at its height, but I never. Or maybe moved the goalpost. But it's like I have these things where, like with my brother Terry, signed me up for a marathon once. Like I wasn't sporty in school, not like that. He went, "Do you want to do a marathon?" I was like, yeah." But people like us, like gang of meths from Walton, don't do marathons. They were like middle class people done at the time. It was.
Yeah.
So I went, yeah, go ahead. So I got my form through and I go, yeah, congratulations, you're in the London Marathon. And he goes, I never got in. And I go, what do you mean you never got in? He said, like, only 1 in 100 people get in, John. It's like a ballet. And I was like, I was no. So anyway, I ran a marathon. And it took me 5 hours 33, which isn't a particularly good time. But I got my medal and it was like, I've ran a marathon. I've ran a marathon. So since that moment, like, if my brain can conceive something, I can achieve it.
Yeah.
So I thought, sod this. So a year later, I done a London Marathon again, and I got 4 hours 20. And I went, nah, keep going. And then like 6 months later, I got just over 3 hours 30 in Blackpool Marathon. I come 98 after about 5,000 people. So it was like, and once I'd done that, that was it. Didn't want to do it anymore because it's achieved my goal.
The lad in here, Matt, if I don't give him a shout out, he'd be so upset. But he runs marathons and he finished 4th on Sunday.
Did he?
2 hours 18.
I'm not going to go and try and beat him. I'm a bit overweight now.
But talking about that, so how long ago was it when you went on that big fitness thing and you just absolutely, because that's something in it, like you set your mind to it and then you just think, right, I'm going to do this.
It's ADHD though.
Yeah.
It's like, that's like, it's a men's physique show I done, but I probably couldn't do a men's physique show now. But I tried to do it again. It was didn't. I'd done it during lockdown, and lockdown come and just like ended it. But I was doing one in 2020. The first one was in 2018. Anyway, I was 70.5 stone, I think. I was really overweight, just split up with the baby's mum. I was miserable. I thought, right, I need something to, I need something to put on a pedestal. I need something to follow. I need something to do. And I walked into this gym, Carl Tini in Waterloo, and he's like a bodybuilding, Superman. And I went, will you train me for a men's physique? Well, I trained with someone else first, and he made me wear a Carl. Jay Pato was with first. And he goes, I go, will you train me for a men's physique? And he just looked me up and down and went, bloody hell. You've got some work to do. And I went, well, I'll do it. So I was consistent, like every day. Done my 45-minute walk, 4 litres of water, every 5 meals. Only trained 3 times a week at that point. Then moved it up to 4 and then think 5. But then I went from being 17.5 stone to 10.5 stone in 7.5 months. 7.5, 8 months. And my only goal, I had a vision of me standing on stage with my arms up like that with a medal around my neck, right? That's the vision I had. I was going to do it on like AI, weren't really out then, but I was going to create like a Photoshop thing and have it.
Yeah.
I had it in there. And anyway, I'd done it. And someone actually got that picture as well. And I've got it. It's like, that's what I envisioned. But anyway, I didn't expect to win. I didn't expect to be placed. All I wanted to do was stand up there respectively. And anyway, I got on stage. I think I come like 5th out of 7 or 8 or something like that. I didn't care. I'd won. I'd achieved my goal. But then I went outside and then they were like, John, come here. I'm like, oh, mate, just come here. And he got me back on stage and the UK BFF gave me like a special award that they'd never given anyone before. And like Carl, the president, like Bill Tierney, was like, we've never seen nothing like it. Like, we need to give you some recognition. It's like we've never seen. He's just a brilliant advert for the sport. So we got this like special white award. Like people get these like awards in the black, but mine was white. It was just like a special award. So I'm quite proud of that. Yeah.
It's mad, isn't it? I've done something similar. There's in lockdown where you just put a load of weight on. And I just signed up. I think I'd done 12 weeks with this fella from Leeds.
Mm.
And at the end of it, he said, I'm so happy with the results. He took me down to London to go to the guy who does the photo shoot for Men's Health.
Okay, what is his name? Bailey.
No, what's his name?
Because I got a top photographer and he done that.
Yeah. I went into the studio and stuff, and it was a good experience, to be honest.
Big beard now, like a Viking.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I had to get a spray tan now. That was a bit...
Oh, well done.
And then like a
I'll behave, he's asked.
pair of undies, paper undies.
Don't worry.
Funny. So you talked before about the accents and stuff. It's funny. Some of the funniest things that I've seen you do was like when you used to sit with the kids and read like Fireman Sam.
Yeah.
And I think, you know what? That in itself could be a series.
Yeah.
So what was that? Was you just like think, you know, I'm gonna set this up? It was so funny then.
Just putting stuff on Instagram for validation, or like just to be liked, just to be seen. Yeah, I just don't know. It's just in my nature to just entertain. I'm just performing, and I just having fun with the kids and creating memories with the kids. But we used to do loads. Yeah, like Fireman Sam. Oh no, man! All that.
That's just super. The other thing with a lot of your stuff though, it almost needs to be in one central place. Like there's a lot of it, isn't there? Like different. But if I wanted to go and just like scroll back years of content, it'd be nice to just have it all.
I think Instagram's probably the one for that.
Yeah.
Like my YouTube's I just put anything up. Like it's just so random. My YouTube, like I put vlogs on when I'm like crying and everything. But yeah, go and watch me vlogs on YouTube. They'll make you cry. No, but even them, I'm just like. And I've done a vlog about it today. It's like on YouTube, and I'm very open, transparent, and honest. Like I just be really honest about mental health and what I go through and what have you. But on Instagram, I'd never put that on. Facebook, I'd never put that on.
just a place for it.
That's the place for that. Yeah.
Have you always struggled?
Yeah, I think I've always been in pain, and I didn't know any difference. Yeah.
It felt normal.
Well, it was my normal, wasn't it? Do you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I think I really do need to get diagnosed. Like, but I think ADHD, you don't fit. You don't fit in the box, do you? You don't fit. And if I'm sitting in class and I'm bored because either I was too intelligent or I just wasn't interested. So the teacher is shout at you. So the message you're getting is that you're naughty. Get outside. The message you're getting is that you've been rejected, you've been abandoned, you've been left, and then there's a lot of that, and then that falls into your relationships. So when you got ADHD, I think as a child, it really affects your self-worth. And I think that's where I've suffered a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Because in hindsight now, I think I was quite intelligent as a child, and I might be surrounded by certain people that mightn't have been. Does this make sense to you? And then you have thoughts and beliefs. Like our Holly's the same, my middle daughter. Like I remember when she was 3, she went, I went, "Why?" She went, "Not having it." She only about 3 or 4. She went, "This Jesus Christ stuff doesn't make sense." And I went, "What do you mean?" And she went, "And this Santa thing, there's no way he can do every cheer." And she's sitting there thinking this, do you know what I mean? But when I was a kid, I might have thought that, but I'd have been told, "No, it's real."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I know that's just this weird example, but this is how I feel now as an adult. I used to take advice off probably aunties and uncles, and they didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
But I had my own beliefs and thought at that time. That makes sense?
Yeah. He said as well, you know, when he said if you get diagnosed with ADHD, check your kids because it does get passed on.
Yeah. Well, yeah. 2 of them have been diagnosed with autism. Like, yeah. I mean, they're pretty. You wouldn't know, like, but our Holly probably struggles with her emotions. Maybe Emily, and our Daisy's just the coolest cat in town. But yeah, I'm something, definitely. But it makes me wonderful at the same time. But it's a double-edged sword because pain comes as with it.
Yeah.
So that's my job in life now, is to try and understand who I am.
That makes it extremely creative, doesn't it?
You just think differently.
He said to me actually one thing. He said,
but you were told thinking differently was wrong.
Yeah.
So therefore, that's what I mean. So you're wrong. So you think, I don't fit here. If I don't fit here, I'm not right. There must be something wrong with me. And that affects your self-worth. But hang about, I was actually wonderful.
Yeah. because he said you could be sitting in a room full of people, it could be in a boardroom, and you'd be trying to work something out. And he said, you find that you've solved it, and then you're frustrated because you're wondering why no one else has. And he said, and then you're always like a couple of steps ahead of different people when you're chatting to them.
Do you then will you then sabotage yourself then?
Yeah. The lads who are from India, do you reckon it's classed as a real superpower over there? It's like celebrated.
It's embraced.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. In India?
Yeah.
Wow. It's interesting.
Should have moved to India.
Still can. I'm here. I'm here, everyone. Hear me trailer.
Could see him in Bollywood.
Yeah. I'm doing a bit of that.
Got what we were up to, you know, so.
Oh, just my head's a mess, yeah. Just trying to figure out who I am.
Have you seen anyone about it, or did you just...
I've been going to therapy for years.
Have you?
Yeah, but it's like we'll never complete it. We might feel whole one day, but every new situation's got a new set of problems, has it? And I don't know, I think that's what life's about. I think life's about becoming whole. Because I could have the best cars and the best house and the best clothes and the best woman and all that. That's all external. That's just fuel to feel okay in that moment. It's got to be inside. And I think that's where the real challenge is. And that's what I'm sort of doing now. Because I've had all them bits make me happy. I'm still miserable just looking for the bigger car, looking for the bigger house. It doesn't work. It's a bottomless pit. You will never fill.
It's dangerous, isn't it? Because you're always chasing that next sort of... I find, you know, you get to something and you think, oh, when I get there, it'll be all right. But that day, it never happens.
No, that's why I walked the country with a backpack and a stick. That was all I had. It was great.
So talk to me about that.
Oh, the bit where I had a midlife crisis and decided to sell everything and walk the country. That bit?
That one, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Move on to that.
I'll tell you about that bit. But that was it. So I got the barbers and I was earning good money. I was doing well. Didn't have to go to work. I had money every week. And I was miserable. I was bored. I'd achieved it. I'd done it. Yeah. You know, that bit where you're like, I've done it now. I'll sit back now. No, I was miserable. So I thought, right, I'm going to just get rid of everything and start again. So I sold my shop, got rid of my home. I had a caravan in Wales at the time, so I was going to live there for a bit. Why not? I spend the summer there. Got rid of everything, clothes, everything. I thought, right, what am I going to do? And I just had this little moment. I thought, right, I'm going to walk from Land's End to John O'Groats. So I thought, sound. So I did. So I planned it. And
so this wasn't at the start, this wasn't for anything in particular. It wasn't for a charity sort of.
It was just to. No, it was for me.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. It's like all the work I'd done on myself. It was a time for me to process that, and I was looking forward to meeting the new version of me at the end. It was like, you know, I don't know if you do it anymore, but years ago, there's an option on a computer, defragmentation.
Oh, yeah.
It was sort of like that. I was just giving myself time to process everything and figure it all out. And, you know, whatever money I had left, I was going to start a new life with and whatever else. But it didn't exactly turn out like that. But then that was me thing I wanted to do. I thought 1,000 miles should sort of do the trick. So, yeah. But I love the idea of just stripping everything back as well. Just literally, originally I was going to camp, but sort of like a lot of people were like, oh, you don't camp, you know, and I got talked out of it, and I should have just done it. To be honest, I'm probably going to do it again one day. Yeah. I probably will.
How long did it take you?
Look, it's complicated, you see. So I was like 3 weeks in, and I got to Worcester, and then there was a girl who was killed, Ellie Edwards. She got shot on New Year's Eve. Christmas Eve, 1922. In 22, outside a pub, which was really tragic. And her dad got in touch with me, Tim Edwards. I was like, on Boxing Day. Like, this is just 24 hours after. I'm like, wow. He said, it's amazing what you're doing. Blah, 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 blah. I was like, bloody hell, this is a big, you know, even speaking to him then, I was like, see hell. And then we just stayed in touch. And when I got to Worcester, he was like, can I join you for a couple of days? And at this point, I could do with a bit of company. Like, so he come and join me. And he's only staying with me for a couple of days. And we ended up getting to like, we went through Kidderminster, and I was like, oh, I'll stay with my dude. And then we got to like Ironbridge, and then we got to Ironbridge, we had a chat. I was like, what are you doing? He said, oh, I'll join you to Liverpool, is that all right? And I went, yeah, come on then. So I went to Liverpool, but I didn't tell anyone I was with Tim Edwards. I mean, I was raising money for charity at the time, and I could have really exploited that. You know, it's like, but I didn't tell anyone. Even the PR company was like, that fella wants to go with you, didn't he? And I went, Tim Edwards. He went, yeah. I said, why didn't you bring him along? And I went, he's been with me for the last week. Why didn't you tell us? And I went, because I didn't want to like use it as a thing.
Yeah.
And because he went to get away, he went to have peace and just get away from all the hustle and the bustle. And
Yeah, he had a lot to deal with himself.
yeah.
didn't he?
But then there was that for me as well. It was like, you know, I'm meant to be on a journey of self-discovery here. Do I really want to take a man who's grieving with me and like look after him? It's like I've got my own shit going on. But anyway, come along, and we got on really well. So we walked into Liverpool with us. Well, we walked in together, and we put it out on social media. If you want to walk a mile with us, and it was amazing. It was one of the best days of my life. Like nearly 1,000 people turned up, and we all walked into Liverpool. I can feel it behind my eyes now. It was beautiful. It was great. Anyway, he ended up walking all the way to John O'Groats with me, didn't he? And dummy heading. So yeah, we got to John O'Groats. Well, we got to like, and we were staying in B&Bs and that. But we had our moments. Don't get me wrong. And by the time we got joined by Brian, and he was our camper van driver, and we got up to John O'Groats. And when we were both at John O'Groats, we were both miserable. He didn't want to go home because he was going home to the trial. I'd spent up all my money, so I was going home to none. I literally had nothing. All my money had gone because I'd spent it on the walk. That wasn't the original plan. I was like, oh God. So I went back home and I started a production company, Progress Pictures. And I've worked so hard to like me and Owen to get this off the ground. And we got private backing. And we're making a documentary. It's the first time I'm mentioning this, by the way. But we're making a documentary about me and Tim on the walk. And yeah, we're really proud of it. It's really good. Really good what we've made. It's about two men who are on their own journeys, but they come together. And obviously he's lost his daughter. I was doing it for my reasons. But it's about hope, friendship, and grief. You know, obviously, you know, his daughter was killed, and it's about two lost people coming together. Getting emotional talking about that. But anyway, it was the day of the trial. It was the day of the sentences of the lad who killed his daughter. And I hadn't seen him for a bit. I left him alone. And he goes to me, I turn up and he embraces me and stuff. He goes, hey, you. This is the way he speaks. He goes, I feel like a bit of a fraud. I went, why? He went, I got that award saying London's into John O'Groats. I never walk London's into John O'Groats. Well, do the rest on a bike or something, whatever. Driving, who's asked? And we walked from Worcester to Land's because he joined me in Worcester. He said, will you walk from Worcester to Land's End with me? And I went, go on then. so like 2 weeks later we left and we walked from Worcester to Land's End, but it was the summer now. And we actually finished our journey. Like I finished my journey. And we both got the same birthday, 24th of August. He's exactly 10 years older than me, and we both finished it on our birthday.
It's nice.
It was cute, wasn't it? It looked good in the dock, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wasn't intentional. Honest. No, it was.
No, it wasn't. No, it weren't.
No.
It just landed that way.
So do you feel that if he hadn't contacted you and you hadn't done that last bit, to you wouldn't that have felt like you completed the journey?
What do you mean?
By going back and finishing that, even though you'd done it again, did you then
There was
feel
less pressure on the second part because even though I said it to him at the time, like you aren't my responsibility, you know what I mean? It's like come along but I'm doing my thing here. I think unconsciously I did. You know, obviously this man's grieving, and you know, obviously I was very patient with him and looked after him in a way and was there for him. But the second one, there was a lot of pressure off both of us. So walking into Land's End the second time, it did feel like there was a lot more emotion. There was a lot more sense of complete. But he even messaged me last night. He said to me, I didn't let you do your walk the way you wanted to do it, did you? And and he went, sorry about that. But I just realised that now. So I can see myself doing it again. I think I need to. Not yet. I'm 43 now. I might do in about 50 or something.
How long does it take?
Well, it depends. I think like the shortest route's 836 miles or something like that, but we done 1,035. So we went from Land's End up to Bath and Glastonbury. I don't know why I done that. And then we went up to Liverpool then. But we were in a pub in the Wetherspoons the day we walked into Liverpool, and we didn't know which way we were going. We just made it up every day. We just put John O'Groats in and went closer to it, like whatever B&B was close. Do you know what I mean? Which was like 15 to 10 miles away, whatever. And we were, let's go to Newcastle, have a nice house. So let's go to Newcastle then. So we ended up doing coast to coast as well.
Right.
And then we went up that way, yeah. So we could have went the Lake District, but we thought, nah, let's go the East Coast for a laugh. So yeah. But so it took us 3.5 months. And then the second one only took us 2 weeks.
Did you feel like you got out of it what you wanted to achieve, though?
No.
Hence the reason you're going to go back.
I didn't really think about it until he mentioned it to me last night. I don't know. Because I've been doing a lot of walking lately and I've been vlogging it. And he was like, I get it. I get why you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't achieve what you set out to achieve, did you? But I give a man an opportunity to get away and grieve and whatever. So I'm proud of that.
Is there any other challenges you like to do?
Doing a massive one next year. I'm not going to say what it is, though. It involves swimming, though.
Does it?
Yeah.
Crosby bats?
Yeah. Funny though, and it's like, I realised this, I always pick a big challenge after a relationship. So whenever I have a breakup, I pick a challenge to get myself out of that pain of coming out of a relationship. So like when I split up with the baby's mum, I done a boxing fight. That was well out of my comfort zone, which I won. Then I got with someone else and I split up with her, and then what to do then? Bodybuilding show. Then I done the next one. It was Corona Mums and sold the live events out all over the gaff and really took off there. Next one was Walker Country, and then the next one. But it's like I have a therapist, mate. So it's like so if the same pain I go through, whether it's abandonment issues, and that's why breakups can be hard because resurfaces all this pain. So instead of like going through the pain, John, why don't I just shift that onto something else?
Yeah.
Whether it be in this and this and that. So right now, I have the breakup recently. And so instead of just focusing on a new pedestal, if you like, I'm going through the pain right now. So I'm learning a lot about myself right now. But I'm still gonna do a challenge.
Do you find that you're giving yourself these challenges almost to put yourself through that pain, but then...
I think that's what we do anyway. I think as a man, I think we challenge ourselves for resilience, don't we?
Yeah.
So this one I'm doing is the heaviest one. But I'm going to do it because I've done everything I said I'm going to do. But I think just as a man, I think we do challenge ourselves for resilience. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I read something like, it's like it doesn't get any easier. Your back just gets stronger. And that's the thing, isn't it? Like that. It's, you just become more adaptable to be able to get yourself through these situations.
That's life, innit? So some have it easier than others. A lot of people just distract themselves and they're just ignorant to, I can't live like that. I've got to know who I am. So what I said before was, when I said I ran a marathon, I was like, wow, I ran a marathon. I've run a marathon. I can do anything. That was the mindset that was projected on me from my parents, and that was the mindset that was projected. But my kids won't think like that because their dads walked the country. Their dad's done bodybuilding. Their dad ran 5 marathons. Their dad's done this. So I've changed that narrative, and for that I'm proud. So my kids won't think like that.
Where did the idea come from for Corona Mums?
Do you know what? I was just sitting there one day. I woke up one morning like Corona, like lockdown reminds me of Christmas because like we had like 3-4 days before we went on lockdown. Everyone's like Danny Iceland, get soylent roll. And I just done this little sketch in the morning on Snapchat. These 2 women like You're all done for lockdown? Oh, I've only got to get a few bits. Any Chicago town pizzas, love? Oh no, there's some in Heron. Like, you know what I mean? And like, I just done that, and it's sort of like, it's got a good little response. But I had a captive audience, and I thought it's Mother's Day as well, so I'll do a Mother's Day one. Like, what was it? What was that little line I come up with? Quarantina. Right? And yeah, they were having a lock-in. They were having a lock-in in some pub, like type of thing for Mother's Day. And that went all right, but then I found this wig in my barbers, because I went and nipped the barbers for whatever, and I found this wig, and it was like a Scouse wig, and I thought, right, I'm gonna give this Karen Corona a fella, Kenny, and I just done this video where he's speaking to his mate on the phone, because everyone's talking about conspiracy theories, like it was, one was eating her, she ate a bat lad, she ate a bat lad, you know what I mean? And it was all that, like 5G lad and all that, a lad, my mate's yeah, it works for the MOD lad, yeah, but it's just all this shit, people were chatting. So I just sort of like done this 3-minute sketch where I'm on the phone to my mate, just reeling all this crap. And I put it on. And I sent it to my mate, couldn't. I went, is that funny? But he's a mank. And he was like, no. And I went, so I'll put it on anyway. And like, it just went mad. It went mad. I was in the Asda. And I was walking out the Asda, and there was these taxi drivers all in a huddle with the phones, laughing their heads off. And I just heard my voice, and I went, well, Kenny's voice. And I was like, no way, no way. But then I won an international award for that. Yeah, it was just mad. Yeah. But from that, like, I had a captive audience, and then I just started doing these other little sketches where I introduced Derek as mate, and then Craig from Over the Water. And it becomes this little drama. And in the end, Kenny gets kidnapped, and Craig and Derek. But it had like a boss little narrative to it.
Yeah.
But like, even now, it's the end of 2024. People come up to me like really sincere, and like you saved my lockdown. And I'm like, oh, nice one. And go, no, seriously, you did. I was in a bad place. Like, if it weren't for you and Tiger King, mate, I don't know what I'd be doing. But yeah, so people really appreciate it. And on the back of that, like, this fella approached me and went, will you do stand up? I'm like, nah, I'm all right, mate. That's not really my thing. And he went, and I went, phone me next week. And he kept phoning and went, yeah, go ahead, I'll do it. I was like, oh God, what am I going to do? I'm going to go as John Mayo. I'm going to. Anyway, he said, let's put a night on, but it was locked down, so we could only sell like, all the seats were like blocked off and whatever. Anyway, so put a night on, and he put it on, and people were messaging me saying, John, I can't buy tickets. I'm like, oh, the fella's messed this up. And he phoned me up and he went, the reason why they can't buy tickets, this is after a mini. He went, it's because they've sold out. So we put 4 nights on, they all sold out in less than 60 seconds.
Superb.
Which was like, I hadn't even written the show. I hadn't even written it.
Hadn't you?
No. And luckily,
did that put pressure on you then? Or do you just prefer that because you think, oh, I've got a deadline now, I have to...
like a deadline, like. But
that's an ADHD thing, isn't it?
Yeah. I wrote it all within the last week. No, so anyway, it was like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? So how am I going to do all the characters at once when it's one person? So I thought, right, okay, what are we going to do? So me and Owen come up with these ideas, everyone's come to see John May live. But John May hasn't turned up. But Turkey's putting the show on with his mate Neil C. But Turkey, because he wants to make dough on that. And anyway, Karen and Kenny are on the way with Derek and Craig in the car. And but this is all playing on the big screen in the background. And the idea is that John May hasn't turned up, and Turkey's praying to God. And like, God gives him a sign, and they turn up in the car, and he went, yeah, do you want VIP in the background and in the back? And they're like, yeah. And he's like, you've got to go on stage. And they're like, we're not going on stage. This is all on the screen. So Karen goes on first. No, Derek goes on first. Does a TED talk about selling drugs like a grafter. It was dead good, that. And then he comes off, and then Kenny comes on and does a conspiracy theory. But while the transitions happen on the screen, I'm getting dressed behind the other screen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we finished it off with Family Fortunes with Turkey and a musical number for Craig. And it was great, and it was boss. But it went down really well. So we've done like a little tour around the country, only in little venues. But then we put the Olympia on, and I think that sold out in like a day and a half. So we put another date on. So we sold out 2 nights in the Olympia, and it was fantastic. It was great. Yeah.
Do you ever base them on anyone, the characters? I take that as a yes.
Karen Corona. Like, my sister and my brother phoned me that night. He went, I know who that's based on. And I went, I know. I'm not going to say who it is because that actual person's approached me and went, oh, God, that Karen. Oh, you get people like that, don't you, John? And I'm like, yeah. And Turkey's based on like 3 fellas, typically. And then 3 fellas approach me and go, I love that Turk. John, he's a dickhead, isn't he? I'm like, yeah, it's based on you. And then Kenny, he was sort of based on an ex-bird of mine.
Really?
Yeah. Just talks like that. Won't let you get a word in. Yeah. And Derek's based on my dad, I think. And a bit me. They're all a bit of me as well. But then Turkey TD's not me. I've now got Turkey T, like, but he's external. The others are all a little part of me. So if you watch them, like the longer ones, which, you know, used to be able to get away with on Instagram before, it just wanted to be like TikTok and everyone's creating content now rather than art, or you know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't work for me anymore. But they've got real depth to them. Some of them, you'll see vulnerabilities, and yeah, there's a lot of depth to them. Like, people will cry off them and that. So yeah, that's that.
How have you got people? Because I remember the one that you done. Was it called? Was it Sweep Wars?
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
The Star Wars one?
Yeah.
See, that was the first thing me and Owen done together. So he's my partner, not my gay partner, but he's like my business partner. I always call him my partner. People go, told you. Business partner. Yeah, everyone thinks I'm gay. I'm not gay. I'm not gay. As much as you want me to be, I'm not gay. I haven't even dabbled. Everyone thinks I'm gay, you know. No. Yeah, Sweeps Wars. Yeah. That was just a way of promoting the barbers and stuff.
When was that?
Was it years ago? When was that? That was like 2014, 2015.
Did you manage to get everyone involved in?
I got Keith out the office. I got the Wellstone Raider. Because I'm just cheap. I'll just phone up. I wish I was that passionate now. I'll just phone up and say, like, any chance? Yeah, go on.
Because where did you actually get this R2D2 and all that from?
Just again, BG. Like, there was the speller who, like, went round, dressed up as Darth Vader. No, someone helped me with that. It was like Mersey Comic Con, like the little Comic Con. They helped me, and they knew this fella. And then we got the R2D2 and all that, yeah. Boss. It was cool.
Wasn't it?
But it was going round County Roads, and there was all these lads with dogs, and then the police turned up. Made the echo, that little video. R2D2, loads of scallies, and then the police, like, wow. R2D2 in a ghetto, mate.
What else did you do this week? The mannequin one as well, didn't you? That.
Oh, with the limo. What was his name? Lucky Legs. Yeah. See, I used to do these to just, like, I don't know. That was like early days. Like, people used to. I used to just create stuff online to bring attention to the shop, and that's what I do as a job now. I try to create content for businesses that, you know, just something that's shareable and watchable and enjoyable rather than advertisement. No, you know, people just switch off advertisement. So if I can help someone sell a product or a service without them even knowing, that's quite good.
How did the stuff come about with Liverpool?
Oh, well, one of the producers, Mark, he's just coming to barbers, but he's always watching me stuff, and then I think he just wanted to use me as an actor in something. Yeah, he wanted to create a what was it? It was like there was going to be players in a car, and the car breaks down, but then this couple starts arguing in the street, and he's throwing all the stuff out the window, and it was me and this other girl, and he cancelled it. I was like, fair enough. And then he go, but there might be something else. So he said, because he wanted to use me then, but I helped them write it as well and develop it. And there was this thing where it was Mignolet, Lucas, and Flanagan, and I had to pretend I was a driver on his first day, but I didn't have a clue about football. So I'd like, I don't know, Mignolet was like, so how long you been doing this then? And he was like, oh, years. And I went, like, did you, where are you from, Belgium and that? Yeah. And he was like, yeah. I said, you move all the way from Belgium for this? He's like, yeah. I was like, how'd you get a job? Like, apply online and that. And like, my mate's a footballer, but he's like a plumber in a week. And they're just like, what the hell? So the object...
Did they not have a clue?
No. I said I was a Tina Turner impressionist. And like, it was funny. So I've got the cast for it and everything. And we were going, Lucas was going, sing, mate, sing. I guess 30 quid then. He was like, go on, mate. But yeah, we had the objective was to get them to run out the car, and they did. I stopped off at dog food. I had Mignolet singing Happy Birthday to my dog called Kenny, and yeah, and then he ran out the car because I stopped off at a pub for a wee, and I went, "Be back now, boys. Do you want a drink? Do you want in?" But then after that, like they got me back again. So LFC TV kept me back for quite a bit. So I've done another one with Rhiannon Brewster, and then I helped them write a sketch with Henderson, was like a big boardroom thing. So I've done a few now. Done a big one at Christmas as well with my mate Darwin Nunes.
That was funny, that.
That was good. But then we wrote another sketch. And it's mad, because like I walk in, like Darwin Nunes can't speak English, goes, John! I'm like, Darwin! like this is boss, man. It's boss that I get to experience these little things.
The outtakes with the last one were funny.
Yeah.
When you see like Sarah trying to get out the door and stuff. Because some of them look like they've got a really good sense of humour. Like Ibu looks like he's funny as well. Like,
it's hard though, because you only have like an hour to do it. Because you only have these slots, and they just come in and they're just like big kids. Well, they want to do a good job, but they're just having a laugh with each other. So just keep it all structured and that. There's a lot of plan that goes into them.
Is there?
I don't plan all that bit. I just write the comedy and whatever else. And direct it a little bit as well. But we might have another one coming.
Really? Exclusive?
I don't know, yeah. We'll see. There might be another one at Christmas thing, hopefully.
So what's next?
Production company. As I say, I made this documentary. Well, me and Owen, we're making this. We're really proud of it. So eventually I want to be able to make for TV and film. So how that's come about is, being an actor. If it's aiming for a marathon, my outcome is based on how much effort and energy I put into that. If I do a bodybuilding show, my outcome is based on how much effort and energy I put into that. Acting career doesn't really work like that. So I can go to London as many times as it takes. I can put as much effort in, but it's all based on someone else's decision.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not in control. So I've thought, well, I'll make myself in control then. So I have got rid of everything, and it starts again. I've started a production company, but what my objective is now is to be able to create my own work, and I'll be the one who makes the choice. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I want to do. That's what I'm doing.
So I suppose, especially in any role, really, whether it's running a business, acting, music, there's a huge element of luck, isn't there? Because some of the greatest singers and whatever might never have made it because that one person hasn't heard it or picked it up. Same with acting, you could just be going for years and years.
Like that Tubular Bells, the one that's in The Exorcist, that was Virgin Records' first sort of release. I think they did something else before that was it. Now the fella, the director, what was his name? Can't remember. Anyway, he didn't know he'd made The Exorcist and stuff like that, and that's got a massive history, that film itself. But he's like, he didn't know what to play, and then he went to, I think it was Warner Bros. He was in Warner Bros. Studios, and the producer he was speaking to, he said, yeah, I'm struggling for music. There's loads of samples there, have a little look. And the first record he pulled up was Tubular Bells, and he put it on, and he went, that's it. That is it. Now, if he wouldn't have picked that record up at that time, Virgin Records may not have took off. If Virgin Records might have took off, we wouldn't have Virgin Ale. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I know what you mean. There's that little element of luck, yeah. But you got to make your own, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'm waiting round. I could wait another 15 years.
Yeah. You got to put yourself out there, haven't you? That's the thing.
Yeah.
In the hope that someone does find it, pick it up.
Do that for years. Yeah. But it is starting to come off now. I am getting regular work, but I don't know. I'll just make my own sitcom. That's what.
What advice would you give someone who wanted to get into it?
To acting? Start your own production company. If you absolute scratch, I mean, anyone can act. It's just we're acting now. It's that persona, isn't it? Like I'll act different to you than I might to my brother and that's it. And we are acting all day, every day. It's just being able to sort of hone that and be vulnerable as well. You've got to be vulnerable. And I think acting has made me be vulnerable, which is, yeah. yeah, you've got to allow to let yourself go as well. So it's being a bit fearless when it comes to, you know, but yeah, just go to an acting class, just keep going, get yourself a show reel together by doing student films or short films or whatever, and get a show reel together, get good headshots, and then eventually you can approach an agent. Then you start going to auditions, and then hopefully you'll make it.
Do you think if it wasn't for acting, what would you have used for your coping mechanism? I suppose this is a good way for you, isn't it?
Cocaine. I don't know. As I just said, I'd probably just be living with some woman in a big house with a nice car and bifolding doors and an island and a kitchen and a dog. I'd probably have all that, but I'd be fucking miserable.
Yeah.
And before I know it, it'd be all over, wouldn't it? But I can't do that. I've got to delve deep into my mind, man.
Do you find it tiring?
Which?
Delving into your own mind.
Fucking exhausting. Yeah. And a lot of people say just pull the shutters down and just like crack on like everyone else. Nah. Fuck that. You only got one life. Do it sound mad?
No. I can resonate with a lot of it, to be honest.
Otherwise we crack up down the line anyway.
Yeah.
Because we're just blagging. We're just fake. We're just blagging. You know what I mean? And when I'm honest and transparent, people think there's something wrong with me. It's like, no, I'm just not scared. I'm just not wearing a mask. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you enjoy putting them little videos out?
Yeah. Yeah. Not as much nowadays because I don't know. It's like I don't know. Everything's got a shelf life, isn't it? And probably the only reason why I do it now is because people ask me to do it. It's like I don't get a buzz out of doing like turkey teeth and that anymore.
Yeah.
No, not really. And I would. And here's why I don't. I just touched on it then. Social media, right? My platform is social media. So my goal was to maybe eventually it was to, well, I'll use that and then I can move forward to a production company and da-da-da. So that's what we're doing. That's the trajectory we're on. But if you make it, because Instagram and it wants to be like TikTok, if you do anything longer than 90 seconds, they just hide it. Yeah. So it's just this constant, you're getting told what to watch all the time. Do you know what I mean? So if I can't make any with a narrative. Like we've done a clip the other day and it has done well, but it's 130 seconds long. We had to cut all the good bits out. So during lockdown, you had long form stuff, and that's when I was doing really, really well. But I made this half an hour, this epic, it might be 40 minutes in Turkey and Lemo. And in my opinion, it's great. It's really funny. Put it on Instagram, it got like 10,000 views, which is nothing. And because it was long form. And that's the problem. And I seen this image the other day. You know, we were here to create art, not content.
Yeah.
So I don't want to create content. I'm not a content creator.
We were talking about this earlier.
That's pressure.
Yeah. I think because what people forget a lot. So with us, it's clients. And it could be, why is this, why is that? And you think, because these companies are businesses, they're not here to promote you and make you better. They're here to make money.
Yeah.
So Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you know, and Google, they're pushing things towards paid ads. So if you think about it, they don't want someone watching 2, 3, 4 minutes of your video. They want that gone. So you can see the next page.
Exactly.
Because that's where they're going to make some money.
Yeah.
Which ruins it for everyone. You should start your own platform.
Oh, God, imagine. I can't even open a letter, mate.
If there's anyone out there that wants to partner with John.
No, don't. No, just partner with him. No.
You're enjoying it still, though?
I will when I think we get to a point where we get freedom to make what we want to make. Like, yeah. Because the only place for us now is TV. Or streaming. That's what I want to aim towards now. Because I can make things I want to make. It's soul destroying when we have to cut stuff out or... So we can make things... I'm working with a big writer right now who's writing a sitcom, so hopefully between us we've got enough pull to pull that off. So yeah. So
with... Obviously, hopefully, there's people sitting watching this who... might have a business, admire what you do and want to try and put their business out there How would they get in touch?
Yeah. Yeah, just on my socials, it's that John May. But what we're doing now, as we're saying, I'm not a content creator. I'm not for myself, but we do create content for businesses. So it's like, say you are selling chairs. If you put an advert of a chair up, oh, chair. But we'll incorporate it so it's watchable and stuff like that. So we'll come up with unique ideas. We're not videographers. We're more, well, we are, but we're more, we come up with unique concepts that we hope that we can fit in 90 seconds. That might get shit. It's crap. It's rubbish.
That's changed a lot, hasn't it? Because I think when you were, especially around lockdown and stuff like that, it was no one was really doing that, was they? You know what I mean? Producing that amount of like funny content, and it's
yeah.
I suppose in one respect, you know, it's you've acknowledged that. All right, it's not always going to work like that, and that's why you have to move on to something else, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Hopefully, it's given me enough of a profile and a bit of recognition to help me on to this next stage. Yeah, but if I keep chasing that, mate, I'm being foolish. You know what I mean? Everything has a shelf life anyway. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
When do you think you'll have clocked? Have you got similar to the barbers? So you walked in the barbers and you thought, this is done. For your own career, is there something where you think, if I'd done that?
That's interesting, because I always compare myself to a certain actor. Again, like the bodybuilding show, I just want to do something respectively. And like doing this Jimmy McGovern thing at the moment, I'm like, have I got that? Have I? And it's not. I'm in it quite a bit. I've got a good role. Like it's a new drama that's a bit heavy. Like so, it's going to do really well, and I'm in it quite a bit. And it's like, have I achieved that? Have I? So, yeah, I've got to wait and see. Do you know what I mean? I like the bodybuilding thing. I just want to be there respectively.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
You'll know, won't you? Same as that day when you walked in the coffee shop.
I'll lose the passion then.
But what did you do when you lost the passion for the barbershop?
What I should have done was move the goalpost, though. Yeah. So maybe producing's probably going to be the big thing. Creating and producing. Yeah, I reckon. Do you know why I keep doing that to my legs? Right. I went on a bike ride yesterday. I done the Wirral way, 16 miles I done, right, and I had longies on, right, and I woke up this morning with 20 bites on my legs. So my legs are just full of these little welts at the moment.
Really?
I'm in pain. Can you see the pain in my eyes? No, seriously, I've been bit to help, but I had pants on, so they got me. I reckon one's got in there.
Were they tight?
They were tightish, yeah.
So that's why.
Do you reckon it's just gone through that?
Yeah.
Little shit.
So they say when you're on holiday to girls, don't wear leggings because you're still getting bit through the leggings.
Really, yeah?
So it's against the skin.
They destroy me.
So
wreaked havoc. Anyway, it must taste good.
So we've got to look forward to potentially something with Liverpool.
Yes. Oh, I've got Turks Games Night coming out as well. That's in December. So if you want a Christmas night out with your friends, it's a live show with Turkey Teeth, but he's a game show host. So it's in the Dome, the Grand Central. So like I think it falls like about 400 odd people. So it's like it's ideal for a Christmas night out. So we get people on a stage and we do like Bullseye, Family Fortunes, I'll just take the piss out of everyone.
So what date's that?
That's the 6th of December. Tickets on sale now.
Is it?
Yes. I'm getting my own. Oh no! When's this going out?
When do you want it to go out?
I'm getting my own the old radio show as well on a well-known radio station within the Liverpool City region.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying what it is. I'm excited about that. Ish. Yeah.
And then a big something involving swimming next year.
Yeah.
Keep me posted.
I will.
Yeah,
big one. This
is it.
It's in another country as well. It's a big swimming challenge. So I've been getting swimming lessons. I can swim, but I can swim, but I need to learn to swim proper. So I've been training with this guy called Will from Star Swimming Academy, and he's brilliant. So once I get the swimming down, I've got to work hard. So I've been training. What about it? Well, 3 weeks I've been on it. I've lost a stone already, which is great. We need to keep losing it. And yeah.
Nice. Well, keep us posted, mate.
Oh, well.
And at least we've got somewhere now to go for Christmas.
Yes.
Because we haven't booked anywhere yet.
Oh, book it. How many of you is there?
There's about 10 of us, I think.
Sounds happy days. Yeah, thank
Cool.
you.
Listen, mate, I appreciate that.
Thanks so
Thanks
much.
very much, John.
Thank you, sir.
Cheers.